Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Patrick. Patrick is from London. Let's see what Patrick has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Patrick. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. How are you doing?
I'm very well, Patrick. How are you?
Not bad, thank you very much.
Right, Patrick, just before we start the game, so tell me, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from London, from South London. Been here all my life. I haven't moved very far.
Right. And
one of only 3 Londoners left. I don't think there's any of us left in London anymore.
I had a few in the show. I have a few already in the show.
Good.
And what do you do for a living?
So I run a few companies. I've got an estate agency I've run for the past 6.5 years. I've got 2 tanning shops, solariums, sunbed shops. I've got a building construction company, a company that deals with installation of medical equipment in hospitals.
Okay.
And I've been developing properties for about 6-7 years personally.
Oh wow! So, and what's the best part of being a property developer? The best part of it?
I mean, if once you've got a grasp of it, then you can make a lot of money from a minimal amount of actual time. So when I mean actual time, but I don't mean that you're going to make 100 grand tomorrow like that. But what I mean is you don't have to be present at all times. So if you want to make 100 grand being an estate agent, you need to work like a dog for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week for a year. And, you know, to get that 100 grand, you're going to have to work your balls off, basically.
I see.
Being a property developer, you might just need 1 deal in a year. And if you've got a good team around you, you've got a good building team, you've got good architects, you've got good people, you put that team together, can be minimal. Obviously, the problem is with most people, when they make a little bit of money, then they want to make more. So they end up being very busy and very stressed and all those other things. But you can have a great lifestyle by being a property developer.
Okay, cool. Right, Patrick, so welcome to William and the Magic Box. I have here this lovely box full of random fun questions, okay? So what are we going to do now? I'm just going to play a music just for us to get in the mood before the first question. Ready?
All right, sounds good.
Let's do it. Right, ready for the first question?
Go for it.
Let's do it. So the first question is, what does money mean to you?
Oof. My first answer was going to be not much. But if you're asking me to, you know, what it does mean to me, security, the ability to take care of those that need my help, and giving my children enough so that they can do everything they want to do without giving them so much they don't do anything at all, which is stealing a quote from Warren Buffett, but that's what it means to me.
Very good, very good. Let's go for the second question. Let's do it.
No.
Before the next question, Patrick, tell me, in your opinion, what's the best part of living in London and what's the worst part of it?
Best part of living in London is you can feel like you're anywhere in the world without traveling too far. So if I want to feel like I'm in the middle of Southern Asia, then I can go to Tooting. If I want to feel like I'm in the Caribbean, I can go to Brixton. If I want to feel like I'm in Portugal or Brazil, I can go to Stockwell. If I want to feel like I'm in Israel or something like that, then I go to North London. You know, it's just you've got so much at the tips of your fingers, and it all is so well connected and it's all so close. That's the best thing. The worst thing is, okay, I'm stuck. It's either the traffic, which really annoys me. it's either the traffic, or it's seeing people. It's seeing people not being able to make the life that they want in London, and so having to move, having to get out of the area. I mean, it's natural, of course, you know, as things become more expensive. Not everyone can afford it, and people need to move. But it is a shame that I've lived here all my life, so it's a shame. Like when I go to Brixton, there's not many original Caribbean. Like there's not as many Caribbeans left as many as there were when I was young. So my granddad was from Jamaica. So when I used to go to Brixton, it used to be like full of Jamaicans and Irish, and now it's like it's changed quite a lot. I mean, change is natural, but yeah, I enjoyed my time. It's probably nostalgic. I enjoyed my time.
That's true. Next question is, what did you think was the most challenging part of being a kid?
For me, it was taking orders, being calm when I needed to. So school was very challenging. Anything that involved me sitting still. I'm extremely hyperactive, so yeah, it was bad for me. It must have been worse for everyone else though, because I was a nightmare.
Do you have brother and sister as well?
Yeah, I've got a brother. Yeah, but he's completely different to me. He's very chilled, very methodical, and he's got a better temperament than me, so he can collect his thoughts before reacting. Whereas I'm, quite hot-headed and yeah.
Right, let's go for another question, Patrick. Let's
go for it.
Okay, Patrick, next question is, what does success mean to you? Ooh.
That's a really tough one because I always change what success is. So success to me when I was growing up was earning as much money as my mum, because I thought because I always looked up to my mum and she was the earner that she raised me pretty much, and and I always used to think, wow, my mum must do so well because she manages to feed herself, feed me, feed my brother, run the house. She's got a car. Like I used to think, wow. So the success to me was doing that. And then when I've done that, I was like, success is this, and then success is that. And then I see like other people doing phenomenally well. I'm like, no, success is that. So success to me is a never-ending pursuit of improvement. Quote me on that. That's quite good, actually. A never-ending, yes.
I like that.
That's what it is.
Absolutely, I like that as well. Very good answer. Right, another question. Let's do it. Right, Patrick, before the next question, you're saying about you have kids.
I do. Three that I know of.
Three?
Three.
And what's what's the most memorable lesson you learned from your kids?
Patience. Okay, when my daughter was born, my first child was my daughter. When she was born, it was a very important lesson in understanding responsibility. It just felt extraordinary, like this extreme pressure of responsibility just came over me, and then from then on it was like, I don't know how you can be a narcissist. I don't know how you can be full of yourself once you've had a child, because you realize how fragile life is. You realize how fragile you are, how important your role in that person's life is, and there's no room for the arrogance and pig-headedness and whatever else. You have to be the best you can be. I think it's got to be
like being protective, isn't it? It's not about yourself anymore. It's about somebody else, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes you. Sometimes I describe it as seeing the world. Before you have kids, you see the world in a very fine spectrum. You don't hear all the sounds, and when they're born, then you know what extreme pain is. Because when my daughter was born, it's like, she hurt herself or something like that. Like, you just like, the pain you feel is like something else.
Yes.
And then the happiness when they start saying stuff and, I don't know, eating and wiping their own bum, then, you feel extreme joy and happiness that you never experienced when you were before kids.
Absolutely. Okay, Patrick, next question is, what do you think are the best traits for a person to have?
Humility. Being humble is the key to everything for me. One of my favorite artists, Buju Banton, says he who seeks knowledge begins with humbleness. And I think that's brilliant, because if you can't sit there and think, I can learn from someone, or I might be able to learn something from the situation, regardless of who you're talking to, whether it's a professor or whether it's some drunk guy on the street, you never know what that drunk guy is going to say. That's going to be like, oh, shit, I felt like that once.
Absolutely.
I'm one step away from being an alcoholic. I'm one step away from a mental breakdown, maybe. So, maybe I should listen to that person.
No, that's true. That's so true what you're saying.
It also gives you strength as well, I think, humility. So I think if you're willing to accept that you're flawed, that you make mistakes, that you're not the finished product, just like everyone else, you're full of these challenges and difficulties. Once you've done that, then you can stick your chest up and be like, I am what I am. So now I'm willing to go out there and try things, because I know that I might have failed. If you're so proud and you're so full of yourself that you won't step outside the box. Every one of your messages will end in LOL, because you'll be scared that the other person thinks you're a bit dumb for writing that. So you say, no, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Because you're not humble enough to accept that you're only human.
Totally agree. Very good point.
Good questions.
See,
that box is magical.
I see. Ooh. I have a best friend here by my side all the time. I'm always learning. Let's go for another one, Patrick. Good answer, Patrick. Next question is, good one. If you could change something in yourself, what that would be and why?
It would be my inability to concentrate for prolonged periods of time. I think I come up with probably the reason why I do so many things is because my strength is in sparks. Like it's not. I'm not a radiator. I'm like a flamethrower. And back again. You don't want me in your house warming it up, because you're going to be having hot sweats and cold chills. I'm all over the place. I find myself reading something and I'll be into it and I'll really get a grasp of it, or I'll write something and I'll love what I write for the first page, 2 pages, and then I'll be distracted, or I won't focus on it anymore, and then the following 2 pages will be crap. So being able to be in the zone and stay in the zone, that would be something that I would love to change. But at the same time, I could have done that when I was younger, because they offered me Ritalin as a kid, which is like a drug that calms you down and brings you down. But I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't do the things that I do. And
absolutely, I think everything counts. But of course, sometimes we are aware as well that if you could change this little bit, it would be differently. That's I believe. And I see myself as well, because I'm the same as well. Sometimes I need to hold myself back and say, William, stop out for a bit. Yeah, look upstairs, look around, don't stay, because sometimes you think you can do so much, and sometimes you just lose yourself, you know what I mean? Just doing it. I mean. Patrick, I enjoyed the show so far.
Me too. Loving it.
Let's do it. Patrick, before the next question, I was checking out your profile on Instagram, and you come across as very confident person. You always been like that?
To be honest with you, people always say that I feel very, I seem very confident, seem very self-assured, and all those things. I don't feel it, as in I don't like my own voice. I don't like the way I talk. I don't like the writing I do. I can pick flaws and holes in everything that I do. So to the world, I'm giving it my all.
Okay.
But inside, I'm very self-critical.
Of course, no, I understand that. But you are aware that you're very confident, you're spoken when you are confident about that.
Yeah, I just give it my best. Honestly, I don't feel confident. I don't often. Maybe I'm thinking of arrogance rather than confidence. But I feel, I refuse to not give it my best, and I'm happy to give it my best and then pick holes in what I've done. That's a better way around than not trying and then having nothing to pick holes in.
Next question is, if you could spend an entire day with a family member, who that would be and why?
That's an interesting one. I mean, right now it would be my dad, because I haven't seen him for like 13 months or something because of the virus and everything.
Okay.
He lives up north. But usually it'll just be my brother, because he challenges me. He's not afraid to challenge me. He's smarter than me. He's very happy to be a contrarian when we speak. So he's very happy to, even if he agreed with me, sometimes he played the other side of the thing. I think I could spend a long time with him without getting bored or whatever else. Yeah.
He's older or younger than you?
Younger. 4 years younger. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
I'm more handsome there, just so you know.
That's good. Next question. Okay, next question for Patrick from London. Next question is, do you consider yourself a spiritual person, and how?
Okay, so I don't think there's a God. I don't think there are ghosts. I don't think there are spirits and angels and all those other things. I don't think there's anything supernatural. I think there's lots of things we don't understand. At the same time, I think that our understanding of our consciousness and understanding of what goes on in our head and our feelings and emotions is so unexplained so far that we have to call it spiritual. Like the feeling that you get for another living being or another human. You know, you see a human in pain and instantly, you know, you feel something. And I'm sure there's a reason for it, as in a physical reason that a biologist, a psychotherapist, someone will be able to explain one day, all the feelings that we have, or but because I can't explain it, I think I call it, you know, spiritual feelings. I do feel that sometimes my emotional side or my feelings take over my logical side sometimes. Okay. Like with things like charity. Like I know that a lot of money, when you go give it to a charity, is spent on the administration. Like I think it's 80% or 90% is spent on the administration and the people that work for the company and whatever else.
Okay.
But I still feel like I need to give to the charity. But I don't know if that's spiritual. But I know that the love that I feel and how I feel about the future and how I feel about other people is not what I'd call love. It's something spiritual, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, I think my definition of spirituality is like, as you said, it's just like it's on you. It's like a personal thing of being spiritual, I believe. It doesn't need to be connected with religion or, you know, life, anything. I think being spiritual, it's what you believe, it's about your truth about yourself, what you give to others. I think that's the whole spiritual point, my point of view.
Yeah.
Next question. Let's do it. Right, Patrick, next question is, what hurt your feelings?
Tottenham beating Arsenal in the Premier League. Oh, nothing hurts my feelings, man. Really, I mean, I think the last time someone hurt my feelings was, I'm not going to say who it was, but I was called arrogant, and
okay,
it hurt my feelings. It's a bizarre one because, okay, this is how I feel about having your feelings out or taking offence to things. Offence is taken, not given. So if you say something to me right now, I'll be like, well, do I respect who that person is that's saying it? Like, and I don't know you well enough to know if I should respect your opinion or not. You know, I'll listen to it and I'll think about it and whatever else. But if you said, you know what, Patrick, actually, everything that you put on YouTube is absolutely crap, if I was like, oh yeah, well, that would mean I'll validate your opinion. I care about your opinion so much, and I believe you're right. But so for me to be upset by someone or to me to feel insulted by someone, I'd have to respect them first, and I'd probably have to inside as well. I'd have to want them to like me as well. That's what I'm not going to tell you who called me arrogant, but they were someone close to me, so that's why it probably hurt. The only time that it does.
All right, good one. I have 3 questions left for you, Patrick. Ooh, let's do it. Patrick, you're saying that you have a YouTube channel as well.
Yes,
Tell
a
me about
budding
it.
one. Well, it's there's not a lot on it right now. We did. I wanted to do some episodes. I wanted to do talks last year to people at cost price, not for a profit thing. But some of the people were messaging me, asking me for advice on buying properties, advice on setting business up, advice on different things. How do I do things that I do? And because I do things for charity, I thought, well, why not do something that's actually productive for other people to make more of themselves, so there could be an army of people that are doing well for themselves that can give back to other people. But obviously we couldn't do any talks in major theatres or I don't know where you do these talks, but we can't do that. So instead I reached out to my friend who's a videographer, and we did a series of videos. Didn't go as well as I was hoping it to go. Some people liked some of the episodes, but all the episodes are so different. There's no real synergy between them. Some of it I'm like quite preachy. Some of it's like fly on the wall, a day in the life sort of stuff. But I've got quite a few people message me saying, thanks for the advice, for the motivation, tips, and asking for me to give them more back. But that was the reason for it. I'm going to continue it. I'm going to do another series, which is going to be fly on the wall a day, like every day, like what happens in my day, and then running through people who say why I'm doing this and why rather than preaching at people, I'm going to be talking about what I'm doing because people find it interesting what I do. So if it helps them for a videographer to follow me around for a day a week, then fine, we'll do that. And then I'm going to do another set of videos based on information like how to buy a property, how to know when it's an investment, how to why buy a property for investment, talking about money, and talking about why people don't have a lot of money, or why people feel like they're always broke, stuff like that, which is actually fact-based, it's numbers and it's real life situations, but it'll be more like a tutorial than a documentary.
All right, good one. Next question is, what makes you really angry?
Oh man, you got all the tough questions. You got lots of tough questions. Bullies. There's nothing worse than a bully to me. Mm-hmm. I know most bullies are probably hurt or were bullied themselves, or had parents that were horrible people and whatever else. But anyone that knows they're stronger than someone else and purposely brings that person down. That doesn't just have to be men with physical bullying, but also women are more prone to verbal bullying, and they're both as bad as each other. There's nothing that angers me more probably than somebody hurting someone else because they know they're weaker than them and bringing them down just to make themselves feel better.
Great, cool. 2 questions left. Let's do
man.
Right, Patrick. Next question is, all about what the meaning of words. Next one. What does happiness mean to you?
I'm searching for what happiness means to me. Because I think we grow as people. I don't say evolve because that's not how evolution works. Everyone misuses the word evolve. But anyway, we grow and we change over time. So remember me talking about what success would have been like to me would have been like what my mum did, and then it was what my uncle did, and it was what this guy did, this business person did, whatever else. The same thing for happiness to me. I can think certain things are going to make me happy, and the reason why I don't say what happiness is to me is because every time I've realized now achieving things and reaching goals isn't happiness. So it's not like happiness is going to be when I've got a Ferrari and I've got a holiday home in the south of Spain and I've got this and I've got that, then I'll be happy. No, that's bollocks. Excuse my language, but it's crap. It's not about those things. Happiness is everything that goes on in here. So you can be happy if you have nothing. If you fail, you're happy. If you succeed, you're happy. So the reason why I don't know what happiness is to me is because I haven't worked it out for myself yet.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Wow, very good. Ready for the last one?
I'm ready. It's going to be a tough one, isn't it?
Let's see. Patrick, let's go for the last question. Oh, not a tough one. That's not going to be easy. Tell us about your first kiss and your first love.
Okay.
Don't tell me that stuff because.
Okay. My first kiss was in high school. Girl's name was Lisa.
Wow, you remember the name? Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a gentleman. I always remember their names. Calling the morning after. Yeah, her name was Lisa. It was very nerve-wracking for me because the whole school was, well, not the whole school, but there was a playground full of people watching. I think I was 13, 14.
Wow.
Very nervous. I had no idea what I was doing. I still don't.
And the first love was the same person as well, or no? The first love?
My first love was my first, I guess, real girlfriend. I think it lasted maybe 9 months. Her name was Alex. Yeah, she lived around down the road from me. We had some mutual friends, and yeah, first love, first proper relationship, and
oh wow, very good.
Yeah, that was it. I was 16.
Was a hard question this time? No, it wasn't hard, was it?
No, that's just turning the clock back in my head.
Okay, Patrick, let's play now the quick thinking game, okay? So I'm going to give away some words and you just tell me one thing that comes to your mind, okay? Quick thinking. Mm-hmm. So let's start with religion.
Mm-hmm. Misunderstood.
Okay. Love.
Heartache.
Money.
Games.
Family.
Pride.
Sex.
Exploited.
Okay. Life.
Short.
Politics.
Struggle.
Okay. Fear.
Pointless.
Friendship.
Love.
Desire.
Danger.
Good one. I believe to be. How about regret?
Pointless.
Wish.
Aimless.
Last one now. London.
Home.
Good. Okay, let's pretend now I'm going to have a cup of tea with your young brother, and I'm going to ask your young brother, tell me the most beautiful thing about Patrick, and tell me something that he needs to improve on. What do you think your brother would tell me?
I hope he would say that. I think he would say that I'm a defender of people. Not just in the physical sense, but in the sense of if ever I saw someone was in trouble or someone was being bullied or picked on, the first thing that I hope would pop into someone's mind is that if I'm there, I would be there for that person. The things he would tell me to improve might actually sync up with the reason why I think he would say I'm a protector, and that's also I need more. I need to be more calm in situations that are heated, because cool minds prevail. He would tell me, and I would agree. I think he would tell me something along the lines of, you make decisions at all times. Everything you do, like I made a decision to fold my arms here because I wanted to feel comfortable. I wanted to feel like that, but I had a feeling in my head that it wouldn't look good on camera. So I was just questioning, just literally, should I cross my arms or not? And I was making a decision on that. You make decisions all the time, thousands and thousands of decisions. You make terrible decisions when you're angry.
That's true.
And if you keep doing that over and over again, every decision that you make is in a mindset of anger, frustration, rage, or even ridiculous bliss and happiness, and nirvana-like state of mind, you'll make bad decisions there too. I think you make bad decisions in both places, because
That's so true.
people will take advantage of you if you're too happy and nice all the time.
Yeah.
You will do stupid, pig-headed things that are probably good for the short term, but terrible for the long term if you're thinking on the other side of the coin. You need to be in the right frame of mind.
Absolutely. Cool. Right. Let's play now, Patrick, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question, okay? Now you can ask me a question now.
Okay. What would you say was the biggest turning point in your life when you realized you'd become a man? Not a boy anymore, you're a man.
I can answer that easily to you. When I was 19 years old, I left Brazil, I left all my family, and I went to Portugal on my own. I knew one lady, I call her my second mom now, because we connect very well. So it's a very good question, actually, Patrick. I love it. So, and added to that, Patrick, I remember leaving my mom in the airport. Like, she helped me with just two long bags, like big bags, like suitcase to come to Europe. And I remember sit down in the airplane. And because, Coach Story was actually, I'm going to write a book, how I made it this trip, because it's something like, oh my God, I could be with you another hour just talking about. But anyway, I remember sit down in the airplane for the very first time when I was 19. And I was like, oh my God, I made it. I'm going now. Can like this feeling, I remember putting the seatbelt and I was like, oh my God, I made it. So that's a very good question. That was the point where I thought to myself, okay, they're not plan B anymore. Now it's just plan A. And that's a very good question. I love that. Very good question. So yeah, that was the moment when I realized that, okay, now I'm a man now. I'm going to look after myself, and that's it. Yeah, good question.
Did you feel like that because there was nobody? I assume when you moved to Portugal, you didn't have any network there at all.
No.
So was it because you were moving out from like your nest and then moving to somewhere with nobody around to support you, or was it because of leaving your mum that separation felt?
I don't think it would be a nest, because I was already living on my own for when I was 18. I was already living on my own, like the capital of my state. So it wasn't that. I think it was just the fact, because when I was living on my own in the capital of my state, I knew that my parents were there. If I would need any kind of help or anything, the weekend I was going away. So for some reason, I had back of my mind, I was already working. I was already, like, I had 3 jobs, like part-time jobs, work. I was already, ready for life. But for some reason, I think when I moved to Portugal, instantly I thought, my God, I don't have anyone there. Do you know what I mean? I think it was just this. I don't think I left the nest, but for some, automatically I had this strength, like, okay, now let's face life now the way it should be. Yeah. And oh my God, good one. It made me go back in my memory now. I will think about that for a while.
Good.
Patrick, did you have a good time?
Oh yeah, really good, really challenging, good questions. I enjoyed them.
I'll tell you something now. When I invited you, I've been inviting people online, and when I invited you first, I was expecting you to reply, because I could see that you're very businessman. You're full of a lot of things going on in your life, and others as well. I was a bit afraid because, as I said to you, you come across a very confident person. I was like, oh my God, and I felt, to be honest, I was a bit intimidated. But as soon as we start talking, you just broke this, you have a very approachable personality. You just broke this, I felt very comfortable. But in the beginning, I was like, okay, let's do it now. I was a bit like...
never be afraid to ask. Honestly, the biggest, sorry, this is not me trying to preach at you or anything like that. I'll just something you said made me think of it.
Yeah.
Some of the... when you go, when you moved to Portugal, and now you move to London, you'll see so many people that aren't from that country that move there with absolutely nothing and do phenomenally well. They do really well. They work hard, obviously, but I often find a common trend in those people is not just working hard, but not being afraid to ask, not being afraid to talk to people, to reach out, to try. I think it's such a big thing, because a lot of the time people they're like, oh, just something that relates to me personally with my work and everything is people of my age that I used to go to school with complaining about not being able to buy a home ever. And I'm like, hold on, you're in my network. I know you, we went to school together. Why wouldn't you just go, hey Patrick, I was thinking, how do I buy a home? Because I saw a house down the road and 500,000. I don't have 500,000 pounds. It's like, you know, then we can have that. First of all, we don't need 500,000 pounds. Second, it's well, you know, if you ask me questions, maybe you can get to that place where you buy a home. I think, but that's a confidence thing again. You know, it's being able to say to yourself, look, I don't know everything, and I'm not going to look like an idiot for asking the question, because we're all idiots. You know, we're all dumb for different things.
And as they say, even if you're gonna do something, if you feel scary, just do it feeling scary. You know what I mean? Just do it. If you're gonna feel scary, go feeling scary. Just do it. Just do it. If you're scared, just do it.
Yeah.
Patrick, it's been a pleasure. Just before you go, if you don't mind to share a positive quote or a positive message, something that inspires you in life.
Yes. Whenever things that inspire me, so I was thinking of a quote, and it's always negative sounding quotes, because those sort of deep, gritty quotes really get me. But I guess one of my favorites is from Nietzsche, the French philosopher. He said, "He who has a why can withstand any how." So once you know why you're doing something, once you know what the goal is, you can bear the burden on your back. You know, you can carry that load. You know, you want to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, then you know you every time you pump your arms and they hurt, you're like, don't worry, that's because I'm growing, that's because I'm getting there. You know, eating the same food over and over again like an animal, like, you know, but the reason why you're doing it is there. You can do it. So that's why that's probably one of my favorite quotes. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Thank you very much, Patrick. Thanks so much. And
Obrigado.
Obrigado, de nada. Okay, it was a pleasure.
Cool, sounds good. My pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Enjoy your day. Your regards for your kids and for your girlfriend, okay?
All right, you take care of yourself, William. Cheers.
Bye-bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.